Hi everyone, I've just recently got this ASL Starter Kit expansion pack number 1. This is the second edition, so I thought I'd just do a quick showing of the contents. It's probably worth noting that you need to have Starter Kit 1, 2 and 3 for all the scenarios in the game, and this is the second edition, so this came out just quite recently. I think I've got the first edition somewhere, but it's in a whole stack of ASL stuff I've got somewhere up in the loft. So yeah, I just thought I would have a quick look at the content. So first up, the rulebook. It's quite interesting that you get a rulebook in the expansion pack. From what I can see, it looks to be, looking at the contents here, it looks to be a complete rulebook of everything that you would need to play ASL Starter Kit. Obviously not the full ASL. And it looks, just quickly skimming through the content, looks very similar, very similar as to the rulebook in Starter Kit number 3, which contains all the rules for ordnance and all the rules for vehicles. You've got all the rules for weapons and support weapons. We'll have all the basic concepts for infantry. It is 28 pages, so it's the most complete rulebook compared to, say, the rulebook that you get in Starter Kit number 1 or number 2, and that's because I'm going to guess the scenarios that you get in this expansion pack includes tanks, armor, as well as ordnance. So yeah, looks great. Welcome addition to have a complete rulebook in the. You can never have too many copies of the ASL Starter Kit rulebooks. So yeah, looks great. You also get a bunch of player aids. So we've got the sequence of play here. That's the back cover. So it's probably worth mentioning that with this expansion kit, you don't get a box, and the one that I've got, you didn't get a poly bag or anything like that either. So you're going to have to box it up or keep it in storage, however you'd like to. So yeah, we've got player aid for a complete sequence of play. We get a summary of some of the key tables that you're going to be using. Actually, I think that's actually the back cover. Apologies. It's also probably worth noting this is a combination of ASL Starter Kit Expansion 1 and Beyond the Beaches pack, and I'm sure I do not have Beyond the Beaches. I do have the first copy of the Starter Kit 1 expansion somewhere. Some more quick reference data cards. You've got date card 2. So this is a lot for the ordnance and vehicles and such things. Terrain effects. And here's your infantry fire table. That people familiar with the game will know this very well. And to hit chart, and again that's mostly for the armour and pieces like that. So yeah, great collection of player aids, very useful. So next up, scenarios. You get a good number of scenarios. I think it's 12 in total, and they're all on their individual double-sided card stock, as you'd expect. Looking through the scenarios, they are a mixture of a lot of infantry scenarios. There's some Polish versus Slovakian scenarios, some of the scenarios with the armour as well. There's one with the French versus the Germans, for example. Yeah, a great selection there. A lot of game in this expansion pack. Next up, map boards. You get 4 map boards, which is great, and they fold out as normal as you'd expect for the ASL Starter Kit. Yeah, they look great. P, for example, that's map board P. B, so forth, and another great S, great addition to some more. You can never have enough map boards for ASL. And then finally, you get half a counter sheet, I'll say, of counters, both infantry and some armour as well. Yeah, this is quite interesting. So I'm going to try not to stand there and study the counters. They are the standard ASL type counters, as you would expect. and these are used for the specific scenarios that you get in this expansion. So looking at the scenarios, you're going to play some of those scenarios with counters from starter kits 1, 2 and 3. It looks, I would go out on a limit saying, it looks like looking at the scenarios, you could probably play a couple of scenarios if you only had starter kit number 1, for example. But these are the actual counters that you can use specifically for the scenarios that come in this expansion. So yeah, great. More punching and trimming to be done. And then finally, you get this Vehicle and Ordnance Historical Notes book. Now, I would, which basically details or some of the counters. So yeah, Yagged Panther, which was on the counter sheet. So I think this is, you get a similar book to this in ASL Starter Kit number 3. But this looks like it's different. This looks like it's covering just the counters in the that you get in this expansion, which is great. I enjoyed this book, or the similar book to this in ASL Starter Kit 3. So, oh look, you get a Comet, A34 Comet, and must be a Firefly. Yeah, so it's quite, and some Italian vehicles, great. Yeah, so that's a good stuff. That's a good read. Yeah, it's great. So overall, you get a lot of content with this expansion pack. You are getting 4 new maps, half a sheet of counters. The counters are quite interesting thematically. You get quite a few scenarios, which is wonderful. An extra rule book, which is always useful. Extra player ratings, again, always useful. So yeah, you're getting a lot. This cost me, it's about the same price as one of the starter kits, maybe the same price as starter kit 2 or 3, I guess, something like that. And you get quite a lot of content, which is absolutely great. If you have ASL starter kits 1, 2 and 3 and you like playing ASL starter kit, and why not, then I think this is a no-brainer. If you only have one of the starter kits, depending on which one you have, you may find you can't play all the scenarios, I would say, looking at the scenario content. So you may find, and that's simply because of the counters, really. So if you've got, say, ASL starter kit 1, I would say you'll be able to play some of the missions, but you probably won't be able to play them all. If you played them as the mission sort of dictates, as it were. Whereas if you have all 3 starter kits, obviously that's everything you need. So if you only have 2 of them, again, you'll be a bit restricted by the look of it. I couldn't say for sure which ones you'd be restricted on, but if you have all 3 and you like ASL starter kit, then I think this is a brilliant purchase. And if you only have 1, then I would probably spend your money on getting the other starter kits before you went for this expansion. But yeah, for me, I've got all the 3 expansion starter kits, and I enjoy playing ASL very much and playing the squad. The starter kit version of that as well. So yes, you get, like I said, you get a good amount of content for your money. Just got to find a way to store them, which is no problem, as I've got dozens and dozens of maps and ASL bits and pieces in a big cupboard somewhere. So yeah, good stuff. And thanks for watching as ever. If you've played any of the scenarios, interested on your thoughts, put them down in the comments section. And thanks for watching as ever. Thank you.